and welcome back to the Coaches Hour with myself, Jawade Graham, and my co-host, Jim, with him. In today's episode, we're going to follow on the theme of dealing with the summer drop-offs, and we're going to specifically focus on what you should do in the summer. So, a couple of ideas we've got to float your way. I'll let you take the reins.
I love how you introduced me as my Instagram handle.
I'm not doing it for way. Do you want to say your proper name, your full name?
You just call me him, right?
Well, it's on your T-shirt, so you gym with him now. I'm Jawade Graham Coach.
So this episode is about what should you do, I guess, in this times, and say it like it's COVID or something, but
end times.
It's the summer, right? And this is where most PTs tend to switch off, and I think it's your chance to stand out, and we were speaking on the last episode about how making yourself very visible on the gym floor is very important. Spending time to train in the gym and spend time to communicate with perhaps members that you have not necessarily seen before in the gym, because there is still a ton of people that join the gym in the summer because they're the last minute people, right? They're like, oh, I need a six pack for the summer, but it's the summer now. It's like, yeah, I'll do it right now.
I've got 2 weeks. I can see what. Let me lock in.
Yeah, let me lock in for 2 weeks. Yeah, we got Ibiza in the fourth week. So yeah, these are the people that you can potentially be speaking to. But I think most importantly here is like spending time on yourself as well. So use the summer to perhaps start your own transformation, right? Start to document what you're doing in the summer, how you are managing your nutrition, how you are managing your training when, in a period where everybody is socializing. I think if we're looking at in terms of like a content perspective and helping other clients out, it's like the most important thing is now how we're navigating socials, right? Clients are going to have multiple socials, and they may feel like their fat loss is fucked. They're like, oh, fuck, I'm going to give up anyway. And this is the time where you can show people like how you do things, right? And lead from the front. What do you think in terms of what can people kind of do in this moment?
Yeah, so I'm going to kind of speak from my own experience just because it's so recent. So like just in a photo shoot. So a lot of personal trainers are normally in shape in and around summer because we've got our own holidays, we've got our own social occasions, etc. And if you're not in shape, probably a plug to work with one of us, yeah. But in all seriousness, like, so I've just done a photo shoot, and the photo shoot was ended July, so last month. And I'm now documenting my reverse diet and maintenance because a lot of clients and a lot of personal trainers as well, like we've all been in shape and we've all rebounded heavily. And it's like people still, like everyone makes content and creates content about how to get into shape for the summer. There's very few people that are making and creating content about how to maintain for the summer and through the summer. So if you're a personal trainer that can do that and start doing that, you not only can attract a couple of clients now that are maybe struggling to maintain, like they've got in shape for summer, they've been on their first holiday, they've still got events before September, and they're like, oh, I look in the mirror now and I'm not got my six pack anymore. Him's still doing what he's doing. That's how you maintain. They might reach out then. And then it also sets you up for the future as well. But I think for me as well, like as you were speaking, I was thinking, because I'm thinking from the perspective of a gym floor PT. And yes, I know we cater for both online and gym floor, but as a gym floor PT, like how would I document my maintenance phase? And it was like, well, just because I'm a gym floor PT doesn't mean that clients from the gym will not follow you on social media. Like, I think my perspective, my bias up until recently has been like online coaching is online. And it's like, yeah, online coaching is online, but people that you still speak to in person still follow you online. So you don't have to reach a massive audience when you're documenting this stuff. As long as the people in your gym are noticing you. And even if you're having conversations with people, you might send them to your social media. Like you see someone in the gym, you have a conversation and they tell you that they're not doing too well. Oh, I recently covered that on my Instagram, I'll send you the post or I'll send you the email, the article or the document, whatever it may be. So I think showing what you're doing right now. And as a personal trainer, normally, I'm going to say normally, unless you're sick, like you were 2 years ago, dieting through summer. So normally you won't be dieting now, which probably means that the content won't be related to dieting. And normally your clients won't be dieting at this time either. So just figuring out how you can weave what you're currently doing into a current topic that you can then speak about and document, that's quite important.
Yeah, I think it's a good process as well, right? So a lot of the times people will be probably in a similar position where they've just come off I'm trying to get in shape for the summer, right? And now is the summer. And during that time it's like reverse dieting, maintaining that. So then when they come back in September, it's like a perfect time to kind of go for like a bulk. And I think that is a typical cycle for a lot of individuals is who maybe they're not competing, they're not nothing serious, right? They're just trying to live life and be optimally peaked all the time and somehow improve their physique a little bit, right? I think that is the kind of general cycle. Is like January, the time is where everyone tends to diet for the summer, right? They get in shape for the summer, and they've got this 3-month period where a lot of the times it's I go the complete opposite direction, and then winter is like I continue to get into that bad condition, and then January starts and I diet that off again. But if they genuinely want to look better every single summer and get to a point where maybe they actually don't need to diet for the summer again because they're just perpetually peaked, you know, they're going to need to go through these periods of learning how to maintain their body weight, how to maintain their look, you know, within the summer. So then they can do a much more controlled bulk in potentially the winter. And then when it comes to dieting, you know, they're going to reap the gains of, you know, what's been occurring during that winter period, right? But if you're not really doing that maintenance phase, you're basically just yo-yo dieting, right?
Yeah. Quick side note, do you like, let's say, I don't know the exact stats, by the way, we can probably Google it at some point, but do you know, like, let's say someone puts on 10 kilos over 4 or 5 years, do you know where it comes from?
In terms of...
So, like, they put on 10 kilos, it's normally not just linearly 10 kilos.
Right.
Do you know, there are some stats as well. I need to find
as in what time period they generally tend to do?
Yeah.
If I was to guess, I would say immediately post-diet. That would probably be where a lot of people tend to gain the most, because it's like they've been in prison their whole life and they've just been let out and they can just eat. Yeah. So that would be a period. And then probably Christmas, I would say. Yeah,
I think it's Christmas, and we can in the comments or in the caption somewhere we can confirm this, but I think it's Christmas, like, because it links in. What made me think about that was when you spoke about like everyone diets in January, then over summer they get fat again, and etc. And it's like, I can't remember the average, like let's say 3 or 4 kilos, and it's like over Christmas someone will eat Christmas Day, Boxing Day into New Year, that 5-day period, they'll gain 4 kilos, and then they'll just maintain that for the rest of the year. And then Christmas comes again and they'll do exactly the same thing, and it'll be like 3 or 4 kilos, and then that's their new set point, and they'll maintain that. And then over 3 or 4 years they've gone, like, without even noticing, because it's like you've it's gradual, you've maintained it. And then 3 or 4 years in, you're like, I'm 15 kilos heavier than I was 3 years ago, and you don't know how it's happened. And it's literally from that 2-week window that people gain and then don't drop, and then gain and then don't drop. And it's like, I find that really interesting. I'll find the stats for it, definitely. But that was just a quick side note of winter bulking versus summer dieting, because some people do the winter bulk and forget summer diet.
Yeah, they don't do that, right?
Yeah.
But that I guess that coincides with the yo-yo dieting, in the sense of, you know, at some point why people get fat is because they don't do the dieting side of it, right? And this is part of the reason why I think, you know, one of the tactics that a lot of coaches tend to use is banking calories, right? And I think sometimes it doesn't work, because at some point you don't bank the calories. So you have these massive spikes, right? So you have, you know, this Monday to Friday is super low, and then Saturday, Sunday is really high. But it comes to a point where the clients don't actually end up doing the Monday to Friday diet, but they still continue to do that. Yeah. And that's when they gain the weight. And banking calories does work to a degree, but if you are consistent with that. But I think on the whole, there is going to come a time where you just get tired of, I don't want to starve myself Monday to Friday just so that I can eat on the weekend, right? Some people, it may be true that they can, but I know a lot of people that genuinely, this is where you have to change the way that somebody eats. You have to change their, behaviors and their regular habits and structures around food so that on the weekends, they don't go so hard that it just fucks everything up, right?
Yeah.
So they have to bank so many calories on Monday to Friday just to they can enjoy the weekend.
Yeah.
Right?
And what do you think about, because like when you said like banking calories and going through dieting and growing phases, like what do you think about the relatability of like, say, some personal trainers? Like, because I think personal trainers normally have like a common theme, like we like to be in shape, we like to be constantly lean for most people, most part. And it's like, if you're constantly lean, that means you're in a perpetual state of dieting, like you're constantly dieting. And as I was thinking about it just then, like in terms of relatability to your client, it might like create a little bit of a disconnect there, because if I'm working with someone and I'm out of shape and all I've seen is my coach dieting for the 2 years that I've been following him, that I've known him, it's like, well, the perception for me is I have to diet for the rest of my life to maintain that shape. Whereas if you're a coach and you documented your dieting phase up into the summer, you've showcased how to maintain it over the summer, and then you've gone into a surplus or a building phase in the winter, you're not only showcasing to new clients, like this is kind of what phase you're potentially in, but your current clients as well. It's like, there's a way that I don't need to diet my whole life, because I know that previously I fell in a trap of only popping up when I'm dieting and then never showing anything else again. And then you don't see me until I'm dieting again. And like this time round, I'm doing things a little bit differently. And already I've noticed a little bit of an increased engagement, but I don't know as to why. And just as we've been speaking, it made me think, well, maybe it's because I'm not as disconnected as this guy that's always in shape. It's like, I'm not out of shape at the moment, but I'm enjoying my food again. I'm training hard again. And I'm showcasing like, I'm X amount of kilos up I'm still tracking my food, but I'm not dieting. And if people see that side of things as well, it's a little bit more relatable, because like we can be seen as, him's always dieting, he's always in shape. It's like, no, I go through times when I'm actually a little bit lax, but it's within the realms of what I want to achieve.
I used to be really afraid to post stuff about, take pictures of, eating something that isn't healthy, you could say. Like let's say you're sitting in McDonald's or whatever, right? Which, we all do, right? But I used to be really scared of like having show that side, because I feel like, shit, man, my clients need them to see, this side. But actually, yeah, maybe that is one of the things that make you a little bit unrelatable as well, right? With your clients, and maybe unattainable. They feel, oh shit, this guy's weird. But then I feel like the clients also push that towards you. Like, you're if you're sat there and you're eating something which isn't, they don't deem as like, diet food. They start pointing out, like, oh, should you be eating that? And it makes you feel like super self-conscious.
Yeah, I'm fine. You should be eating that. I'm okay. You worry about you, Jay.
Yeah, I don't eat this all the time.
Do you know what's really interesting as well, though? Like, I've got a problem with monsters and caffeinated drinks, which isn't necessarily, but like the engagement and relatability that I get from that, like I'll put out X amount of what I perceive as value, and it's like crickets. And people will watch it because they'll tell me later on that they've watched it, but they won't press like, or they won't take the piss out of me. Yeah. But the moment I put a coffee flavoured monster, messages, what the hell are you doing? You've got a problem. I hope it's not past 2 p.m, did it? And I'm like, but again, it's the relatability, like, because people, people put you on a pedestal, they put me on a pedestal, they put certain, like, and it's like, well, hang on, I'm just a normal idiot like you lot. Like, I like my caffeinated drinks. I like certain burgers and this and that. Like, I'm going from here to have a burger and maybe a pizza tonight. You'll see. I mean, when in London, you do what you want kind of thing. But it's like, when people see that, it's the relatability to it. So I think, yes, maybe not have pizzas every single night, but showcasing different phases of your life, different phases of your journey, professional and a little bit of personal, to your current clients is beneficial, but also to people that might interact with you at some point in the future. And documenting that within your training, especially at times when, again, not many people are going to be doing that, you're going to start to separate yourself. And if you do that consistently over 1, 2, 3 years, not 1, 2, 3 months, like if you do that this year, you might not see the benefits. Like I've been posting now for consistently for 2 or 3 years. Like it's maybe not long in the grand scheme of things, but I still get people say to me, "Oh wow, you're doing all right on social media now, aren't you?" And I'm like, yeah, go and look 2 years ago when I had 1 like and I didn't know what I was doing and I was stuttering. I didn't know how to speak. You're telling me that now, but I've been consistent for 3 years. Like, if as a coach you take your training seriously for 3 years, if you take your nutrition seriously for 3 years, if you take your education seriously for 3 years, and your outreach and client retention and results, etc., like, there is no doubt that in 3 years' time, people will be saying to you, "Oh, he's doing well," or "She's doing well." It's like, yeah, I'm doing well now. So like, it all starts from just, if you're not doing it now, start now. As we mentioned a couple episodes ago, like this is a fairly new podcast, and it would have been okay to say like, yeah, I'm looking to start in new year, new me. Yeah, well, I'll meet you in 6 months. It's like, no, it's mid-August, mid-September, whenever it is. And it's like, okay, we'll start now, because there is no time like the present, and it will only get better from the moment you start, not from the moment you intend to start. So I think, yeah, that's a bit of a ramble.
Yeah.
A little bit of I got a bit heated then, not heated, but you know what I mean. So I think it's just important for us to showcase both sides of the journey. So it's not just, I'm always dieting, and it's also not just I'm going to get fat. It's like showing people how to navigate life whilst in shape, because getting the results only part of the outcome.
Yeah.
It's keeping it. That's the, like, there is no point as a person. I wouldn't be proud of someone or someone's result if I got them absolutely shredded Olympia stage and then in 6 weeks they are 15 kilos heavier. I'd rather not have the first outcome, because it means nothing to me if they haven't been able to keep hold of it.
You got two sides of the spectrum, right? You got those people like maybe similar with myself, where I wouldn't post anything other than like, "Oh, this is my clean food," right? And then you got those other people who are like, they're like, "I need to be relatable, so I'm just going to post burgers." And then clients kind of get disconnected with both those people, right? They think, this guy only eats healthy food. You know, he stays in shape. Okay, that makes sense. But then you got this guy who's just like, he's eating all the crap, right? And you're like, shit, how does he get in shape, right? So sometimes it's important, to document everything, because then people can really have a really good insight into, actually, how are you able to eat this? Is because a lot of times you don't eat like that.
Yeah.
And these are special occasions, but people only see what they want to see, right?
Yeah. And I think you said something interesting, because like, it probably happens to everyone, to be fair, like when you think twice about posting something. And I think, at least for me, that came from a lack of confidence. And as I become more confident, I stop caring what people think. And it's like, not that I don't care, because I do care, but I'm just like, fuck you. Like, if someone was to come at me today with anything, it's like, yeah, so what? Look at my results. Look at my result with myself, and then look at my results with my clients. Like, whatever someone says to me, and similar for yourself, and similar for most coaches that have an opinion. Most coaches that have an opinion have that opinion because they are confident. Normally, unless they're an egomaniac, they're confident because they know that what they are doing gets the result or the outcome that they want. So I think, even if you're unsure about what to post or showcasing your real self, that's fine for now. But I think you should at least go about changing that, because like, you were once like that, but you're now not like that, because you chose to walk a different path. You chose to, okay, then what will make me confident in posting this? Well, if I showcase to people that I've actually been in shape and that I maintain shape, then it probably doesn't matter that I'm going to show them this pizza, because they've seen that I've done it before. They've seen that I still live that way, and they've seen that I'm now doing stuff in moderation or showcasing a little bit of personal stuff. When you put those 3 things together, you don't have to care. It's like, get confident, and normally getting confident means walking the walk, getting good at what you're doing, etc. So like, that would be a place to start if you're not already comfortable with documenting your journey, kind of thing. Because I think that's a really good point you touched upon about the trepidity of like, oh, I don't want to, what if people judge me? Like, at the beginning, probably, but when you get to a certain, so what? Judge me if you want. Yeah, I've got a caffeine problem. I still get better results than you.
I think it's just being real, right? I think I really like how kind of Sam Sulek does it. I don't know if you follow him that much.
I know. I don't follow him, but I know who he is.
So he doesn't really ever say that you should do this. He's just documenting
What he does.
Right? So as much as there's people that hate on him, so he shouldn't be doing that. He's not telling you to fucking do it.
Yeah.
He's just saying, look, this is how I do it. This is what I'm doing. Follow along and watch along if you wish, right? But if you don't, fuck off.
Yeah, exactly.
You know?
And I'll lead onto it a little bit as well, because like I think true mastery, whatever mastery is, I don't even know. But like it's like, this is what I'm doing. Choose to follow along. And this is what 10, 20, 50, 100 people that I've guided have done as well. And it's like, if you get both of them, then that's when you can start saying, actually, fuck off. Like, don't just listen to me. This is what I've done. I'm not telling you to do it yourself. But if you want to do it, it'll probably work because it's worked for this pool of people. And if you don't want to do it and you've got a different opinion, you don't have to listen to me. I'm not forcing you to. Like, go and listen to Eddie Abu, whoever it is now. He's gone now, hasn't he? Where's Eddie Abu gone?
Where is Eddie Abu? Oh, we're
bringing him back. We're bringing him back.
Shout out Eddie.
If it goes viral now, listen, Eddie, if you go viral in the next week or two after this release, expect a DM.
He's actually quite local to here.
Is he London? I thought he was Midlands.
Nah, he's local. If I'm not mistaken, his gym is in, is it High Wycombe? Or
Have you seen him in
like
Tesco's?
I haven't seen him in Tesco's, no. But there's loads of other people, other online coaches in Tesco's now.
Have you seen anyone in Tesco's?
What, filming?
Yeah.
I haven't, have you?
No, I wish I did. I would make so much noise. What are you doing?
There's loads of people that film in Tesco's. Have you ever filmed in Tesco's?
No, have I? Okay, truth time here. I have, but not like...
Yeah.
I've filled my basket.
Yeah,
so it's been on the sly, like I've looked around and I've on the sly filled my basket, but I've not done the old like setup and this is me. Like, what do you even do when you film in Tesco's? Like, is there a script you follow? Like, do you have to read off the label or?
I think people just go. I've seen there's this girl that does it in America. She doesn't do Tesco's, but she does some mad dancing. And then
I hope it's my dream to find someone filming in Tesco's. I really did. Hope it happens today. And I hope that whoever films that footage just posts it as well. Just leaves it unedited and be like, oh, who is this clown? Like, yeah. So yeah.
But we'll go back to the episode in terms of document kind of your journey.
But not Tesco's. If you're in Tesco's, do not document that. Document everything else but that.
And I guess it kind of guides you towards helping your clients, and so they can see kind of every single part of the journey and not just, I guess you could say the fat loss is your highlights, right? Yeah. It's like you're kind of reaping the fruits of your labor, all the stuff that you did in between, the maintenance, that the gaining phase. That's what leads you to having a very successful fat loss phase, right? Yeah. And I think that outside stuff doesn't get documented enough. And perhaps, do you think it is part of that a lot of coaches haven't even done one themselves?
Yeah, definitely. Like, I think, you can own... The reason why I'm so outspoken as well is like because I've experienced it. So like, because I've experienced it, like I haven't been stepped on stage myself and I've took one person to stage and I probably wouldn't do it again.
No.
Because I haven't experienced it. So like there was times where, yes, we delivered a great package. We got, I think, second place one show, and in the other shows we didn't place. But when I always like to reflect, and upon reflection, it was because like when it comes to photo shoots and fat loss and everything else, I'm okay with having difficult conversations because I've been there and experienced it. When it was time to have those difficult conversations, I probably could have them now, even though I haven't experienced it, because I've had that experience now of coaching someone else through it. But there was times where I should have been, even though I understood he was tired, he was hungry, like, we need a little bit more. Because we needed a little bit more. But because I hadn't been there myself, I didn't feel comfortable or confident in having that conversation, even though I've took however many people through photo shoots. It's a different level. So if we take that to the coaches that haven't been through any dieting phase, any gaining phase, any maintenance phase themselves, of course, they're not going to be able to communicate anything in a way because they haven't experienced it. Like, it's kind of like you have to, yes, education is one thing, but you have to live off your experience as well. And then when you start doing it with people, you can live off their experiences as well, which goes into a big part of experience.
I think that was actually one of the things that Callum said. Callum from Pro Coach, I think he said that Jordan Peters actually said to him, like, you have to step on stage, you have to do it yourself. You know, if you want to be coaching at like people who are competing athletes, you have to have done it yourself. And that's why early in the years, like, he did, you know, do a few shows, right? And he did compete. And he's definitely not the best athlete, that's for sure. But he's a fucking good coach, you know? But it doesn't take away the fact that he's, you know, a great coach. And I think you get loads of comparisons where people are like, oh, you know, he's a shit athlete, but he's a great coach. Or you get other people who are like, oh, they're great athletes, but they're shit coaches. And I think it just comes down to what you take away from that process, right? And these people, they still practice what they preach. They still done it. They still tried it. Like Callum's still, you know, gone about and done a show. He may not have been, you know, the best on stage. He may not have won it overall, but he's still gone through that process, right? And you know, as a PT, if you want to help people to lose fat, it doesn't mean that you have to be a bodybuilder. It doesn't mean that you have to have stepped on stage or, you know, have the absolute greatest physique. But you should have at least tried. You know, you should have at least maybe, you know, pushed yourself and challenged yourself as hard as you possibly can. And it's those experiences that you can kind of pass on to people. It's not that you have to be an incredible athlete.
Yeah, definitely, because it's more about like understanding what it feels like to take yourself past what you thought was possible. And I didn't have that because like I looked great in a photo shoot, and yes, I worked hard for it, but I was always above that red line. I've never been below like actual like
death.
Yeah, exactly. I've never been like that.
Yeah.
So for me to take someone there, I didn't understand what was needed. So I kept that person. I didn't know at the time, it's only upon reflection, but I kept that person just above the red line. When it was like that would have been fine, but I should have gave him the option to, or maybe not the option. I should have been more insistent. If you're going to do it, we do it properly, kind of thing, and take you a little bit past where you think you can go because you'll be all right after it. And while we're there, like in terms of documenting, I just want to speak quickly about like more so for the online coaches as well, because I know we've been very personal trainer focused for now, but I think, and it links into personal trainers as well, but like documenting the process, because a lot of online coaches, like they'll follow, like all the content is exactly the same at the moment because someone has gone viral doing one thing and then everyone domino effect does the same thing. And when a lot of coaches, I don't know what to post. I don't know what to do. Like the bare minimum or the easiest thing that you can do is document for yourself. Like literally all my content now comes from what I'm doing and what I speak to my clients about.
Or what you've done.
Yeah, exactly. That is it. Those three things, what I'm doing, what my clients are doing or have done, and what I have done. That is it. Like, if you think about it like that, there is no way you struggle for content because what you're currently doing now, you're training your nutrition, how you're navigating summer, etc., what your clients are doing. So you've all got to check in, whether that's calls or in person. Your clients all come to you with questions. That's content there. And then what you have done. I have dieted like this in the past. My clients have dieted like this in the past. Like, if you put those three together, there is no way that you wake up any morning and say, I don't know what to post. I don't know what to talk about. If you've got no clients, lean on what you're doing. Lean on what you've done. If you haven't done it yet, probably think about doing it and lean on your clients until you do it, kind of thing. Like, once you start to like just think about it simply, it becomes not easy, but easier. Like, you don't have to struggle.
Yeah, I think a lot of people, perhaps they're not thinking enough about what's happening as well. And I think that's where...
What do you mean when you say not happening?
So let's take, for example, you know, when people say, you know, there's a lot of athletes that don't make good coaches, right?
Yeah.
And I think that just comes down to that person just not really paying attention to what's going on. It's like they're not thinking about the why. Why is this happening? Or they're not thinking about, okay, this is working for me right now. Why is it working for me? And why potentially it might not work for my client? Because these are the questions when I go through the process. This is what I really struggle with, is like, why isn't a sick athlete, a great coach. I just think from doing it myself, it's like I learned so much from doing it myself. I wouldn't be half the coach that I am right now if I didn't do it myself. And I was just thinking, how can this person go through the same journey as me, but be absolutely clueless? And I think it's just because they've not been asking questions constantly throughout the journey and thinking, why am I not, why is this working for me? But how do I now translate that to my client? Why is it not working for this person?
I think, and I might be wrong here, but I think the reason why that is because, let's say competition, you compete to become a better coach, where other people coach just so they compete. So like your value is, this experience will allow me to be a better coach. And for other people, it's like coaching will help me pay for this competition without me working in Tesco's or without me getting a job here. So like, if that is the case, then those people that their passion is competing, their focus is going to be just doing the bare minimum. So I'm going to get clients in based on how I look. Because if you're in shape, the likelihood is you'll get clients. That's fine. You'll get clients. You'll maybe keep a few. You'll maybe not. But you're happy because you're able to compete. Whereas from your perspective, I'm not going to say you're not competing to win because you are competitive. But the main motivation for you competing is not the accolades of, I want to be on Olympia, whatever it is. You're competing, be like, actually, this experience will, yes, I want to be in shape. Yes, I want to push myself, but it will also help me become what I actually set out to do, which is be a better coach kind of thing. So that would be the distinction I would make if I had to.
Yeah, I think that, you're right, man. That's exactly probably why I started competing or doing any photo shoots in the first place, is because I just felt like I need to try this.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get people lean. And in the past when that was happening, the only time I got lean was because I needed to lose weight for powerlifting to get into a weight class, but it was not really aesthetic based. It was, how can I drop weight? I'm going to make you drop weight easy, right? But it's not the same when you're trying to drop weight because of losing fat, right? So that was one thing that I experienced, and from there it kind of went. I was like, okay, what's it like to be more extreme? How do I push myself right to the limit and challenge myself? Because for me, dieting for a photo shoot, it was like, I'm a pretty lean guy in general. So getting a little bit leaner for, a photo shoot was like, it's not an issue. I never had any eating disorders or any, like, I'm not like a foodie or something like that. I don't miss food. So it was quite simple. But then it's only when I really started to ramp it up and go to the extreme and push right to my limit, that's when I started to, build that empathy and go, oh shit, this is probably how my clients feel like all the time.
And that's exactly the same reason I did a photo shoot. I didn't actually set out to do a photo shoot. I didn't think, I'm going to get coached to a photo shoot and then I'm going to do photo shoots. It was like, I'm going to get coached just to experience what it's like being a client because I want to be a better coach. Then 4 or 5 weeks in, it was like, I'm all right now. Actually, I want to see how far I can take this. And then it was like, do you know what? I want to be known for industry leading standards. And there was a couple of people I followed at the time that were doing photo shoot level results. And I was like, I want to get there. So first of all, I have to be there as in a client doing a photo shoot. And then I can get there with clients. And that was the transition for me doing photo shoots. It wasn't just like, I'm going to do a photo shoot. It was, I'm going to be a client. And then it's like, okay, I'm going to do a dieting phase. Then it's like, actually, I'm looking all right. Okay, I'll see how far I can push this. Then it was like, what did I learn from this? And then that was the platform. Like, I did my photo shoot. 6 months later, I'd had my first photo shoot result. I'd been coaching for years before I did my photo shoot. It's no coincidence in my mind that I was coaching for years, hit and miss results, done a photo shoot. 6 months later, I've got my first photo shoot. The only thing was empathy, going through experience, asking the right questions and applying it.
Leading from the front, right?
Yeah.
When people see you do it, they're like, oh shit, maybe this is something that I can do.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So true. Even like me going through, the process of, taking other coaches through their photo shoot and, the whole experience of the photo shoot day. So, when you do a photo shoot with myself, it's a fucking occasion. You know what I mean? It's like, we've got the videographer in, we've got the, you're doing the shoot with, whether it's with Simon, And it's like it's a whole process throughout the day, and you finish with like a little interview. You're talking about your own journey, and I think other coaches that have coached from me have now taken that concept and gone, oh shit, this is how you run a photo shoot day, like kind of thing, and they're able to do that with their clients, right? And sometimes it's like, if you want to run a photo shoot, you need to have run it yourself, right? Otherwise, you're like, shit, how do I actually run this event? So definitely, you got to practice what you preach, right?
Cool. Shall we wrap it up there? So to wrap up, what's the main takeaway? So I think I'm going to speak for both of us, or myself at least. Like, the main takeaway was, what do you do in terms of like when someone's quiet? It's literally just practice what you preach and document what you are doing. Would you add anything to that?
Yeah, I think just using that to lead from the front, right? And to show people that this is how you show different phases, I guess, of the journey, and not just the fat loss phase.
Yeah. Perfect. We'll wrap up there. So if you want to find us on social media, Instagram is the best place. I'm at Jawade Graham Coach. Him, I called him Gym with him at the start. So Gym with him on social media at Instagram. So you can find us there. And again, if you have any questions for us, just drop us a message, a DM. If you want us to discuss any specific topics, please just let us know, because we want to continue molding this podcast for you guys. Like, you guys are listeners, so you're the most important thing. But until next time,
bye-bye.